Hello, my gorgeous, beautiful people. Before I start, this will be a very short video. Before I start, these are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information out there. Please do your own research. Feel free to fact check me. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm doing this because I've gotten a lot of flack from quite a few people actually about many petitions from Change.org that are doing the rounds in regards to Prince Harry. I decided to call the House of Commons just to confirm, because I don't want to give you guys bad information. The phone number, the direct phone number to the House of Commons, it's in the picture that I'm posted, because that picture that you see when the video starts, it's the phone call I made today, just to confirm and be sure to give you the right information. I will also leave the number to the UK House of Commons in the description of the video. You don't have to take my word for it, but this is what they told me again today. Petitions done through Change.org will never reach Parliament, nor the House of Commons, nor the House of Lords. It has to be a parliamentary petition. All you have to do is go into the UK parliamentary petitions and start it up from there. And only British citizens can sign that petition. The reason for that, as they explained it to me, is because in Change.org, anybody in the world can sign up. Anybody can make up emails and put them as one. And it's actually true. I created 8 emails just for fun. And I signed up the Change.org petition, and it makes sense to them. And it makes sense, their logic as to why they don't accept Change.org. Because whenever you sign a parliamentary petition, you have to put your name, your address. You can choose whether or not your name will be public, but they can see it and they can verify that it is a UK citizen, that is actually an existing person signing that up. There's a petition. One of the petitions is that asking Harry to ask his grandmother to put his titles in abeyance. Another thing that people should be very, very clear is that Parliament does not deal with individuals. And it's also there. They directed me to their website where it says that they do not deal with removing honors, granting honors, and that includes titles, especially royal titles. They only deal with laws. So if there is a petition at Change.org, they won't listen to it because it makes sense. You don't want a neighbor to come and tell you what to do in your own home. You have to make sure that it's the people living in your house that are asking for change. So the correct way to do it is with a parliamentary petition. And the best way to go about it, in my very humble opinion, is if you start a parliamentary petition in the UK, asking them to amend the 1869 Bill of Rights and the 1701, I think it's called, I can't remember, it's the 1701 Act, also that reinforces the 1869 Act. What it does, you can ask them to amend it, to expand it. You can ask the House of Commons to expand that, to include that all royals, and you can ask them to do it from immediately, that all royals or all people in the line of succession should be asked whether or not they want to be in the line of succession and whether or not they want to be having any royal titles. If they don't, just like Prince Harry, because Prince Harry's interview with Meghan's was very clear, he didn't want to be a prince. It's a mental burden for him. It causes him genetic pain, and he felt trapped. If you like it, it's something like the civil rights thing, it's human rights. He should have his own say on that. And he has made that very clear. So you can ask the House of Commons Parliament, UK Parliament, to amend the 1869 Bill of Rights and the 1701 Act of Parliament, or something like that it's called. I'm sorry, the name escapes me right now. To include, because they only deal with laws, to include or to extend it and say that to ask royals, royal family members, and people in the line of succession whether or not they want to be there. And if they don't want to, sign a letter of abdication. And they're officially removed from the line of succession, and they will not get any titles for them or their child offsprings. You know what I mean? Which Harry should have no problem signing, because he denounced that he hates being a prince, that he had no choice in the matter, and that has caused him genetic pain. So that should get rid of his pain. That's the way to go about it to the House of Commons. If you ask him to amend or change a current act or modify it. So please don't waste time and change orgs. And don't take my word for it. I'm leaving the number so you can call directly. You need to ask for the decisions committee, and they will put you through, and they will guide you and tell you the same things I'm telling them, and because I'm basically telling you what they told me. So please, and if you want to do a petition to the Queen, because actually as individuals of the United Kingdom, you can petition the Queen. I'm going to start one in Canada, but there are procedures to that. If you want to ask a petition to the Queen, you don't send it directly to the Queen. You send it again to the House of to Parliament, asking them to pass this petition to the Queen, and they will do that. So these are the correct steps to get things done. You know, I know people are well intentioned, starting this a bunch of change.org petitions, but let's do it the right way, because then you have so many scattered petitions all over the place that don't make any sense. And again, you know, call the House of Commons, that number that I'm leaving, and they will give you the correct information, that they will not listen to any change.org. And, you know, and it makes sense, because people, this is for example, the one that I'm referring to, this is a petition addressed to an individual. So in UK Parliament, House of Commons, the House of Lords, they don't deal with individuals. They have their own rights. They have their own choices. So they don't interfere with that. But you can ask them to amend the 1701 Settlement Act, I think it's called. 1701 Settlement Act, which reinforces the 1869, which has the role of the monarchy and stuff like that. You can ask him to expand that and include, for human rights reasons, that all royal family members of the royal family must be asked if they want to be in the line of succession. They should have a choice. And if they don't, then they are removed. Also, that if they do want to be in the line of succession, that they have to meet the standards, that they have to present witnesses, the documents that Harry and Meghan Markle are refusing to present. And every royal child has done ever. So they should be no exception. If they want to remain in the line of succession, they have to present the correct documentation. So this is the most common sense thing to do, and it's the right way to go about it. Meghan Markle and Harry, you know, you can also request that only children born in the United Kingdom can be included in the line of succession. You can ask him to amend the 1701 Settlement Act, also asking Parliament that only British citizens can use royal titles. You can ask him to please include that they can define the role there in the Settlement Act, because that Settlement Act defined the role of the monarchy. So you can ask him to expand it and include it a little bit more. So those things, you know, and they can do it rather quickly. And the live that I did, I went back and verified it. You know, for the Duke of Windsor, they did it in a day. Parliament and the monarch got together, and on December 10th, they drafted the Abdication Act, settled the thing that the Duke of Windsor signed, and the next day it became law. So when they want to, they act really quickly. So asking Parliament, or drafting a parliamentary petition, asking Parliament to please expand the 1701 Settlement Act to define better the role of the monarchy and royal family members. You can ask him to please do that, to include that all members of the royal family, if they don't be asked if they don't want to be in the line of succession, and if they don't, to sign a document. If they do, there are guidelines that they must follow, and if they quit, they shouldn't be holding royal titles. If they don't live in the United Kingdom, they shouldn't be using royal titles. Prince Harry and Meghan, not only have they quit, they've denounced everything the royal family and the monarchy represents culturally, because this is a cultural assassination that they did, because the monarchy is an integral part of the UK culture and the Commonwealth, the countries of the Commonwealth who want to be part of that. So it's cultural assassination, and they have no respect for that. They have clearly stated that they don't want to be part of it. So start a UK petition to Parliament with those things, asking them to amend those acts. That they will have to do. And when you get 10,000 signatures, they will have to respond to you. And if it gets to 100,000, they will have to debate it in Parliament. It's considered for debate in Parliament, okay? And then if you want to write a petition directly to the Queen, what you do is you write the petition, you draft it up, again, a parliamentary petition, because it has to be British citizens. I'm going to start one in Canada, because as members of the Commonwealth, there's a petition, but I have to put it through the House of Commons. Again, it's not difficult, and whenever they want it, Parliament and the monarchy, they get together and they do it. But everybody's been running around like chickens without heads, so call the number. Don't take my word for it. Let's get rid of Harry and Meghan and any other wandering royals. Now we have Fergie coming out of the woodwork. This is a woman who should have gone to jail. This is just my opinion. I mean, she was caught on camera committing a crime. And now she's in Crown State property, royal grounds, which is paid for by the taxpayers, denouncing the royal family as racist. For what? When the royal family, they have never been racist. In fact, the Queen has worked really hard with the Commonwealth, it's an amazing organization. She's so pro-diversity, it's not even funny. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please let me know, okay?